Hello everyone, I'm Fozzie or Cam, and I'm here as always with my co-host Will. How are you doing today, Will?
Doing great, Cam. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Today we have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about Mando season 3. Episode 3 came out, which we haven't discussed on the podcast, and we also want to talk about Ted Lasso. First two episodes, good as always. Also, my favorite director Wes Anderson has dropped the trailer for his new movie Asteroid City, releasing June 16th. Which I'm also excited about. And we have a few more things we'd like to discuss in this episode. So yeah, let's get started. But first, I'd actually want to take a moment to ask you all to subscribe to the Everything Podcast and another channel I've been working on for a
Yes.
while, Public Alley. Yeah, you can look it up. Um, Public Alley 438. It's something I've been working on for a while. I believe I posted about it on the podcast. If not, I posted about it on Fozzie. You can check the community tab there. Um, but yeah, that's been my main focus for the past few months now. So yeah, definitely give that a a try. Just look at some of the content we post there. It's mostly just joking around with my friends, but some of it is actually content that we try hard on. Um, but yeah, moving on from that, I we have some news with Jonathan Majors, which I was very upset to see when I woke up that morning. Eh, It, it's upsetting, but I think he's good now. Um, but yeah, just not what you want to hear from someone who will be the frontman villain of the next big wave of Marvel movies. He has a movie coming up that's named after him, the King Dynasty. That's so it's not what you want to hear coming from that. So, Will, what's your take on this situation?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest takeaway that people should have from this is just hoping that everything will be okay and he'll be able to continue to play his Kang the Conqueror character going forward, which he's done such a great job with so far. So I feel like the biggest takeaway to have is just you just have to hope and pray that this will not impact his Marvel future
Yeah,
at, at all, because if it has any impact on that, they're going to have to scramble and do some hard work. So I just feel like what we should really be hoping for with this is that it's not going to impact his future at Marvel Studios, because as you said, his character is the big bad of the entire
yeah,
multiverse saga, and he will be the Thanos of the next two Avengers films.
yeah. That's just not what you want to hear. But I didn't want to go too in depth in this because I just want
Totally.
to see how the story develops, and we'll continue bringing you guys updates as we learn more. But yeah, now I want to talk about the Celtics and for you the Warriors heading into the playoffs. How are you feeling about that, Will?
First of all, I haven't talked about the Warriors much this season, but allow me to say this. This is the weirdest season of Warriors basketball I have witnessed in my life. It is unbelievable to me how inconsistent this team has been. And for the life of me, I do not understand how they can be so good at home and how they can be so bad on the road. I think that Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole, I think that had a ripple effect on the team. I think there's been a disconnect between the veterans and the young players. And then I think that also the Warriors vets are getting older now and they can't go all out every game anymore because they are older in their careers now. So this has just been a wild, confusing, and inconsistent Warriors season. But on a positive note, they have won four out of their last 5 games, and for the first time in a while, they recently won back-to-back games on the road. So if they had had won, 4 out of 5 at home, I'd be like, okay, that's nice, but I want to see them take it on the road. But the fact that back-to-back road wins is included in this 4 out of 5 game winning streak for the Warriors is what has me feeling better than before. So at this point, I'm just praying that they're going to be, I'm praying that they have finally decided to put it together and continue to win going into the playoffs. So at this point, I'm just hoping that they've finally found winning ways that they can bring into the post season. So yeah, how do you feel about the Celtics heading into the playoffs?
I'm pretty good. Second best team in the Eastern Conference. Pretty good. 52 wins. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's
So I'm
great.
I'm pretty confident in this team. Obviously, we have Jason Tatum leading it. I believe, what was it? Another 2,000 point season, which
Wow.
what did we expect really? I just saw that fact earlier today. I decided to put in the episode. It was amazing. But getting sidetracked there. I'm confident in our team. I don't know if we'll be final levels again this year. I don't know if we'll get all the way there, but I'm crossing my fingers and I'm excited to see what Joe Mazzulla can do with this team moving forward in the playoffs. But I've said it multiple times on the podcast. I've been very impressed with him. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what we do moving forward.
For sure. And tell me how you feel, Cam, but to me, I would say that like the two teams to like look out for the most if you're the Celtics would be the Bucks and the
Yeah, for sure.
76ers. Those two seem to be the other two teams besides the Celtics that have had the best seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So those two, I would say, seem to be like the biggest
Yeah, for
obstacles
sure.
for the Celtics in getting towards the finals. But I've been so impressed with your team this year. It's not easy to have to move from one head coach to another head coach and have it happen right at the start of the season, and you're not expecting it. So just that factor, oh, on its own is what has me so impressed overall with the Celtics season this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I would never expected us to do this good after losing Ime Udoka, who led us to the finals last year. But here we are. I think the Bucks are the main worry here because they're always consistent in their play. They're always amazing. Um, 76ers also pose a little bit of a threat too. But I just want to see how it goes in the playoffs. I'm excited. And now I think it's time to. We're having a little sports theme now, so we'll switch sports. This time it's a fictional situation we have going on here. Ted Lasso, soccer. Um, First two episodes have been out. I have not watched the third one yet, and neither of you will. So yeah, I am very happy with this show so far. I mean, it's everything I could have asked for from this brilliant comedy show. It's beautiful. I really like this show. How are you feeling about season 3 so far?
Yeah, I think it's been just a good and just I would say season three, has been in the just really solid to good range. So far, I really liked the story they had going in episode 2 with Trent Krim coming in and writing the book about
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
team. I I enjoyed that storyline a lot. And I think what this season has going for it the most is villains to, you know, hate. Like, they've established Nate and Rupert. Those two characters, I think they've established as people who you feel a lot of hate for, so much hate for. So I feel like they really have hateable villains going for them this season. And I think that's what's going to be able to carry them through to the finish line and hopefully have another very successful season. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun watching the show so far this season, as I have every season that I've watched it. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's been a very solid season so far. How about you?
I've loved it, and this season has focused a lot on my favorite character in the show, Roy Kent. Uh, the more Roy Kent, the better. Especially last episode, we got a lot of Roy. I was very happy with that.
That final scene with him where he went on his whole monologue. That last scene with him in episode 2, that was a fantastic scene.
He is also a writer on the show, which makes it
Oh,
even
cool.
more impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Great actor and Great writer. And he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now
Yeah, do
as
you think
Hercules.
there's a chance that we'll still possibly see a Thor 5 with him?
Um, with the whole Chris Helmsworth thing going on with the, I forget what the exact diagnosis was, but I
Yeah.
know,
Alzheimer's, I think,
yeah,
or something.
I think that's
Yeah.
it. That's not what you want to hear, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to hear how it goes with Chris Helmsworth. Um, I would like to see I would like to see Roy Kent in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the Thor movie. That would be really cool. Um, but moving back to Ted Lasso, what I think this season I think we need to focus on right now. Everything I'm loving, but I want to I want to hate Nate a little more because I still kind of feel bad for him because he is still kind of a good guy. But I just want to see him get a tad more evil. Um, Rupert is just like he's like the worst. I
Hate him.
hate him.
Hate him.
I want Nate to be above that. I want him to be a really good villain because he has a lot of promise as a villain. So I'm excited to see that. Um, also Ted's just so fun to watch on screen. He's such
Oh,
a fun
he's the
character.
best.
Yeah, he
Such
really is.
an awesome actor too. He does such a great job in that role.
Yeah. And another thing I want in this season is another Beard After Hours movie. I want not movie episode.
Episode.
Yeah, it felt like a
Well,
movie. That episode
that's
was so
easily their
good.
most creative episode.
Oh, I
Yeah,
loved that
that was
episode.
that was like a work of art, you know.
I know.
That whole thing. I feel like what was the best thing about that, like it's great when shows do an episode that you would never expect from them, and you would never expect an episode like that from this show. So that's what made it so surprising and satisfying.
Yeah, I'd love to get another Beard After Hours. Surprisingly, that was the lowest received episode in the entire show. I don't
Wow.
get it. It was masterful. It was beautiful. It was so good. I
People
love
just,
Coach Beard.
yeah, I mean, people just must have not been ready for like the different like vibes of the episode. So they just must have not been prepared for it, but too bad for them because I applauded it for the amount of
Yeah.
creativity it had in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just this character who's wacky, there for kind of just comic relief, and he's really good at it. Like on episode 2, season 3, where he just kept screaming at every big thing that was going on. In that
Oh yeah,
episode,
that was great. That was very funny. Like
uh,
the whole Beard Ted Lasso dynamic,
they're
and
like
every
best
time that
friends,
those two
and
characters are on screen together, it's awesome.
they're best friends, and they like know exactly what each other are thinking at all times. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you take that character who's wacky, eccentric, mostly there for laughs. Then you just go deep, and then you find out he's not just a comic relief guy. He has an actual story. He has a life, and it's really cool. That episode was really cool. And with Jamie's dad in that episode too, that was great.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully we get another episode like that. Or maybe even if we get another, I don't know, Higgins origin story, a little something like that.
Oh, sure.
That'd be cool too. Higgins After Hours. I mean, I'd be fine with that too, but I would really like
I'd be
another
in for
episode
it.
like that. I like when they change it up like that. And I know the runtimes are longer this season, which I believe it's also going to be the last season. I think I mentioned that last episode of the podcast, but that's what I'm hearing right
Yeah.
now.
It's it's interesting that we're like hearing all these things about it probably being the final season, and yet I don't think there's any like official
Yeah.
announcement from the show. So I'll be curious to see if when this season comes to an end, I feel like there's more story to tell or not.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'd be fine with another season too, because this show's awesome. And it's not like they'll take a huge break. We'll probably just get the next season a year after, because that's what they seem to be doing. Which, fine with that. Because that's a great show. It's one of the few shows nowadays that is both able to make me feel sad. It will make me feel something, and it's actually able to make me laugh out loud. Like, actually, I can't believe I'm saying this. That show makes me laugh. I never expected a show about soccer. I never expected I'd enjoy that so much, but I do. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I enjoy it. And I know a lot of other people enjoy it too, which is great. But moving on from Theodore Lasso, we have to talk about Asteroid City, which my favorite director, Wes Anderson, put out a trailer for his new film, Asteroid City. And it just has like the entire all of the actors in it, all of the big actors, from Tom Hanks to Jeff Goldblum. You know who I didn't see in the cast list?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Interesting.
Interesting. Which is, I have a
maybe it'll be like a small role for Bill.
That's
or
what,
something
because
like that.
I'm gonna have to double check IMDb, but because they've always just every Wes Anderson movie except for Bottle Rocket, he's been in. He's gonna have a cameo. My suspicion is this was filming at the same time as Quantumania, and Marvel and its contracts probably restricted him to doing that. Would be my theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have been wrapped up in that. If he's not in it, I would be really surprised. But yeah, I am super excited for this movie. It looks like he's doing Aliens, which, yes, that's what I really want in life. I want Wes Anderson making movies about aliens. I want a Wes Anderson sci-fi. I mean, he made a movie about the water. I mean, he can make one about space too. So yeah, I'm really thrilled to have this movie. It looks like Jason Schwartzman and Scarlett Johansson will be the leads of this movie. We also have Maya Hawke in this movie. And obviously Stranger Things fame. From what I've seen from her in the trailer, yes, I'm loving her character. Maya Hawke just has such a unique way of talking. She has a very unique voice. I mean, I'm sure you noticed that in Stranger Things, Will.
Oh yeah.
It just sounds good. She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that she's in a Wes Anderson movie. Willem Dafoe, obviously one of the greats, one of my favorite actors in this one. Don't know how big a role he'll have.
I still can't get over how good he is in the Green Goblin role. That's one of the most iconic superhero villain performances that I've ever seen.
Yeah. And we also have Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame in this Wes Anderson movie. He actually has been in a Wes Anderson movie before. Not in a live-action one, but in one of his stop-motion movies, Isle of Dogs, he was in. He voice acted in that. So I'm excited to see how he does here. And obviously Steve Carell is in here from The Office. Most of us know him from. So I'm really excited to see how he does here. I think he's a hilarious actor. I don't necessarily like him as a person. He kind of annoys me because he left The Office and the show just got worse and worse. But that's a discussion for another day. And the movie looks beautiful. It looks so good. I am pumped for this movie. June 16th it will be released in limited theaters, and then June 23rd it will have a wide release. I'm trying to see it on June 16th. That's when I'm going to try to see it. If not, I'll wait till the 23rd. So either way, I'm going to see this movie in theaters, and I'm excited for it. All right, next I'd like to talk about what? Oh yeah, that's it. Marvel. We haven't talked about this on the podcast yet, Will, but quality over quantity.
Oh,
they're doing it. We've all been asking this. Round of applause. I was confident that they'd figure it out, but here it is. Yes. Marvel can finally be good. Not that it was ever bad, but She-Hulk was bad. She-Hulk was really bad, and that just made me feel bad about Marvel. So yeah, now that we're pushing things back, like the Marvels, Secret Invasion. Yes, I am so happy about this. It will. it's what Marvel needed. It's what Marvel needed. And I also heard Daredevil Born Again has already been renewed for a second season.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Hope it's good then.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident it will be. But I
By the
can.
way, or sorry, go ahead, Cam.
There are some shows that are coming out on Disney Plus, but that I just have zero excitement for. Like the show Echo. Cool character in Hawkeye. I tried to convince myself that I'd enjoy it. I have little to no excitement for that show. I'm excited to see Daredevil, and I'm excited to see Wilson Fisk.
They are what draw me to the show. Like, she was a cool character in Hawkeye, but it's
Cool
Fisk.
side
Right,
character.
right. It's Fisk and Murdoch that pull me in toward that show.
Yeah. And I also heard about Daredevil Born Again. We will not get Foggy and the rest of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Upsetting.
the Punisher is gonna be
I heard
back.
that,
They're
yeah.
recasting Vanessa, and the Hollywood Reporter reported that Karen Page and Foggy Nelson are reportedly not going to be in this show. So I
Weird
just
decision.
my dad is pissed. I'm not happy. I am praying that they're not gonna screw this up. Like I'm just praying. Like, do not ruin what was so well done before. So I am just
Yeah.
praying that this show is not gonna be messed up.
Yeah, it would be upsetting if that were to. It, I haven't watched a lot of Daredevil, but I have seen enough to know that Foggy and Karen Page are both very central characters, and they're both very good characters in the show. I don't know how they are in season 3,
They're
but
great. They're awesome.
all right. So if they remain consistent throughout the show, why would you take them out? The
Thank you.
audience clearly loves them. I mean, just an odd decision by Marvel. But I'm not gonna judge until I see it. Actually, I'm gonna
Which
wait
is
till
fair.
it
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah, I want to be fair with this because it could surprise me. I don't want to go in with ultra low expectations. I never want to do that, even though sometimes I do. Um, but yeah, I mean, I want to talk about the Echo show again. Hawkeye is essentially a side character in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
And Echo is a side character in a side character show. Why does she get her own show?
They must think that there's more to explore with her. And give them the I'm gonna give them the chance too. You know, I'll be curious to see if she'll be able to carry her own show or not. It'll be interesting to see.
If the show is good, I will be happy. If the show is bad, I will be so mad. Cause this show didn't need to be made. It didn't need to happen. So if it's bad, I will be mad at Marvel. Um but yeah, we're getting so off topic here. Yeah, quality over quantity. It's good. I mean, they'll have more time to focus on their VFX because Marvel has been working their VFX artists like crazy. Um, which, by the way, I thought Quantumania actually looked really good.
I thought it. Yeah, I thought
I've seen
visually it was stunning,
I've seen hate online for some reason. I don't get it.
which I'm totally against. If there is one thing about Quantumania, I will back until the day I die. It is the visuals because I thought they were breathtakingly good.
Yeah, so did I. It's just, and I usually agree when people say VFX are bad, but I don't know what the rest of the world is talking about. I mean, I was completely fine with how this film looked. I thought it looked really good. I thought it looked better than Multiverse of Madness, and Multiverse of Madness still had some really good visuals.
Damn.
Yeah, so I don't get what people are saying there, but if we get even more time to improve that, I will be happy. If we get more time to work on these scripts, if we get more time to film, we don't have to do as many rushed reshoots. That will be great. We'll have time to revise our scripts. It'll be great for it. It's a much needed thing for Marvel. So I'm really happy Bob Iger made that decision. Yeah, now we have Mando to talk about. We haven't talked about Mando yet, Will. super happy with this show so far. I mean, Bo-Katan is a really cool character. Some episodes have been better than others. But Pedro Pascal as Mando is just such a fun character. I mean, he's such a cool character. I think season 1 is still my favorite season so far, but I'd like to see how this goes. And when Giancarlo Esposito comes back, I will be so happy.
I'll be pumped. By the way, I am predicting it is going to happen in this episode. I think we're about halfway through the season, and I think it's the time for them to bring him in.
That makes me pumped because I'm going to watch that tonight. Yeah, I'm really happy about that because he isn't. I can't believe I'm saying this because I feel like. I mean, everyone knows Giancarlo can play a really good villain, but most people focus on his role in Breaking Bad and other things. He actually had a show that I started watching and never really finished because it wasn't great. It was like a heist show. I forget exactly what it was called. He didn't play a villain actually. He just played like a standard lead role kind of thing. He played a criminal, and he was good in that too. He wasn't just pure evil. He was great as just a regular guy. So yeah, Drinkler was a very talented actor. Um, but his role here as Moff Gideon, he's one of the best Star Wars villains of all time. I
Top 5 or 10 for
can't believe I'm saying
me.
that, but yeah, top 5 for sure for me. Um, Super impressive. I'm very happy that he's not dead yet, because I mean I'm being honest here. If I were Mando, he would not be alive. I mean, he's done a lot of bad things twice, twice, and he's still free. I don't understand it, but I guess it's Star Wars. It's you can't really go around doing that. Some characters have plot armor. um, yeah, loving Mando so far. Can't wait to see how this episode is tonight. I just want to quickly go over the new Tyler the Creator deluxe album that is dropping Friday. Yeah, it's dropping Friday. Thrilled about that. Very, very excited. Tyler's one of my favorite artists of all time. Uh, Super excited. And so, for all you who might not be huge Tyler people, last 2 years ago, he came out with an album called Call Me If You Get Lost. It was beautiful. It was awesome. It was a very good summer album. And it was just a good album in general. He won a Grammy. Best rap album, I believe. This is called the Estate Sale. Call Me If You Get Lost, the Estate Sale. So it's essentially the deluxe edition of this album. And I'm thrilled about it. Every 2 years he comes out with a new album. I don't think this is it, because all these songs were recorded when Call Me If You Get Lost was made. So they're older songs that he just decided to release now. I believe 20 of them. And they're all songs we haven't heard before. Songs that he thought could have made the record, but he just had to take them off. And there have been 2 singles from this album or deluxe edition that I've released so far, with 2 music videos, and they're all beautiful. I don't know why they're not on the album. Who knows? Maybe it would have been too long. Maybe it didn't fit the tone of the album. I'm sure he has his reasons. Um, but I don't think this will be his album of this year, because one, it's coming out in March, and he usually releases his albums in the summertime, June or July. And it's not new music, and I believe he said he's working on new stuff. So, yeah, I would be surprised if we didn't get an actual new album from Tyler this year. So, if we do, I will be extremely pumped, Will. That's 2 albums from one of my favorite artists of all times in 1 year, essentially. I mean, I'm excited about that. Uh, but yeah. Okay, so now I just want to talk about some movies I saw recently. And one movie that I annoyed me recently that I didn't see, but it's annoying me. I'll start off with that first. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Will, I mean, it's a DC movie. I'm sure you've
Right.
seen the trailers for it.
Oh yeah.
What are your opinions on it, Will, from the trailers?
I mean, I've actually looked at the reviews, and none seem to be too spectacular per se. So I'll go see it, at some time, but I'm not expecting anything crazy. You?
Yeah, so this movie is so annoying to me. Okay, so no, no one asked for this. Maybe some 5-year-olds who really wanted to see a new DC movie with their favorite DC character wanted to see it, but I didn't, and no one else did. It's a waste of time. It made no money at the box office. I get it; it's supposed to set up the next phase in the DC, but I don't really care because it was awful.
Right.
It was so bad. I don't know why I'm saying that. I haven't even seen it, but the reviews, I don't get it. I don't get why they would make a movie like this. It was never gonna be good. You saw the trailers. It looks so incredibly generic. That's the problem with these
Yeah.
movies. Like Black Adam.
I wasn't
I
blown
mean,
away by any of the trailers that I saw for the film by any
so
stretch of
generic.
the imagination.
Looks even worse than Black Adam. I just don't care about this. I've heard one praise. I've heard the VFX are really good. But if the movie's not good, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Ugh. That whole thing just annoys me. That movie shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have to watch Shazam: Fury of the Gods. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. But moving on from that to a movie I really enjoyed. Let's get some positivity in here. Um, John Wick Chapter 4. Action movies. I mean, like, have you seen any of the Mission Impossible movies, Will?
I've seen the first two, and I'll see them all
Okay.
before this
Yeah. So
before this summer, and I look forward to talking about the new one with you here on this podcast.
yeah, the second one I personally think is garbage. I think most people will agree. How did you feel about it?
I think I liked it, but didn't love it, from
Yeah.
my memory. Yeah.
See, no, the rest of the movie they just get better as they go on. One was good. I really liked one. There are better ones than that. 3 or 6 are my favorite. 3 is just very unique. Because it's just more intense of action scenes. But 6 is also really good. Tom Cruise is obviously a legend. I don't want to talk about him as a person because I know people have their
Right.
takes about him. I'm talking about him as an actor.
Right.
Outstanding. But John Wick is essentially just you have two beautiful action franchises. You have John Wick and you have Mission Impossible. John Wick Chapter 4 was so good. I am so happy about this movie. Like, the first 3 John Wick movies, I loved the first one. The second one was fine. And the third one I really liked. I thought they were great action movies. I thought they just think about the same level as Mission Impossible. This just blew my mind, this movie. The most breathtaking action scenes I think I'm gonna say I have ever seen. Ever. It,
Wow.
whoa, it's beautiful. They rarely cut from the action. It it's shot beautifully. The story is actually awesome, which the story has always been consistently pretty good through all the John Wick films. This was a standout here. Villain, yeah, it was fine, but there were side characters in this movie which could each and every single side character in this franchise could have their own movie. And the ending of this film, perfect. The only thing is, I feel like they could have changed up their marketing a little bit, because those of you who have seen the movie will know how the ending is, and I feel like they should have marketed the movie a little different, but that still doesn't bother me. Set design, it's beautiful. It's all beautiful. I am so happy that this movie exists. It'll set the bar for action movies to come, and I'm sure Mission Impossible 7 will also rival that movie too. So, some exciting action movies that came out and that we have to look forward to in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Um, I also wanted to mention Cocaine Bear, which I forgot to have. Did I mention that on the podcast, Well?
I think you might have talked about it a bit
Oh,
last
okay.
episode, and I think you described it as what it is, a movie about a bear
Yeah,
with cocaine.
yeah. Okay, so we'll skip past that, but I also wanted to mention, I heard this today. We will be getting a Spider-Verse short film.
Real? Okay.
Yes. Before the release of Across the Spider-Verse. I forget the
Nice.
exact release date. It'll be shown at a film festival. Wow. Uh, not expecting that.
Did not see that coming at all. That's cool.
Shocking, but exciting. I love Spider-Verse. I think this short film is gonna be really cool. Can't believe I'm saying we're getting a Marvel short film, but it'll be cool. I'm hearing even more rumors that we're gonna get Tom Holland Spider-Man in this, which will be
Oh, I'd
awesome.
love that. That'd be so great.
Yeah, and we're also exactly a year away from Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I'm also excited for. It's the final Spider-Verse movie, I believe. Exciting there. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today's episode of the podcast. Well, we had a lot to talk about
A
today.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
and thanks to the Mandalorian and Ted Lasso, which will give us at least two topics to talk about for
Yeah.
many more weeks here on this here
Exciting.
on this podcast. So thank you to them for that.
Yeah, I'm loving both those shows right now, and I just did a quick Google search, and apparently this episode of Mandalorian is awesome, and it has a super great ending twist, which I didn't look at yet. Yes, I am so thrilled about that. So I'm going to go watch Mandalorian, season 3, episode
100%. Five, I think. Yeah,
5. I'm
five.
gonna go
Yeah.
watch Mandalorian season 3, episode 5. Thank you
Enjoy.
guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Everything Podcast. Remember to subscribe and comment, please comment. I really like when people comment. I like responding to your comments.
Oh, by
Uh,
the way, Cam, at some time, do you even want to discuss the latest comments by Mike, who we had on our podcast recently regarding Creed 3?
I feel like we've talked about him enough.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
feel like
deserve
he's
this much shine.
I feel like he's overstepped a little bit. We'll have to have a talk with him
Yeah,
later on.
he
Uh,
can
but
share his. He can come on and share his views regarding Creed 3 the next time that he comes on to this podcast.
yes, sure. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.